I'm here with a book I cannot get out of my head. It's so good. It's an autobiography by Anthony Ray Hinton. The Sun Does Shine. How I Found Life and Freedom on Death Row. This book is so disturbing. It's hard to read because he tells you about his life experience in jail. He's innocent. He was framed because prejudice. In Alabama, he's a black man, he's poor. He could not afford a good attorney. He had to go with a public defender who really didn't care about him or his case at all because he didn't get any money out of it. And it is so heart-wrenching and sad. And yet he had such a good attitude, he had humor, he had faith in God, and he found ways to survive on death row where he really had to keep his hope up. It's all he had. And I don't want to say too much because there's stuff I want to talk about in this book. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it is a good read. It deals with the issue of capital punishment, how it should be abolished. I believe it should be abolished. 1 out of 10 prisoners on death row are innocent. That's a high percentage to me. I mean, these lives matter, and it's just horrible. This is a good book. It's on Oprah's book club list. Highly recommended. You can go on YouTube, see interviews with him, which I did after reading this because I just wanted to meet this guy. I just wanted to see, how he was, and it's so sad. But you should read it. This is a spoiler section coming up. If you haven't read it yet, go read it and then come back and listen to my thoughts. Da 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 da. Okay. All right, now, I'm assuming you already read this because I don't want to ruin anything for you here. But there's so much in this that, I was so mad. It brought up mad emotion in me, anger, that these guys would set him up like this and lie. I mean, he was railroaded. He was at work 15 miles away from the crime that he was charged with, and he still got convicted? Really? It's like the prosecutors were against him because he was black. The judge was biased because he was black. And the jury was all white in Alabama, and they were most likely biased. It was just a whole joke. And this guy's life was on the line. He should not have spent one day in that jail. And here he's been there for 30 years. 30 years of his life just gone because of prejudice. And our stupid justice system, oh man, that was so heart-wrenching because he'd get an appeal, he'd get a court date, then he gets postponed, then he gets another appeal. I mean, then he gets a redate, a new date, and then they fuss around, and then they finally have a hearing, and then they take forever for a judgment, and it's, years waiting for this judge to decide. It's so stupid. I was so annoyed with our judicial system. And I really, really liked this guy. He had a great sense of humor to survive in prison. Okay, at first he didn't talk to anybody, but then he realized he needed to care about other people. And he started talking. He started talking to the other person. He called out to him. The electric chair was like 30 feet from his cell. So every week he would see these guys going in, and the smell of death would just be so bad for him. And so anyhow, he started a book club. He went to the war and asked if they could get some books, because they couldn't. The only book they had was the Bible. Everybody, it was good, but they wanted to escape their reality for a little bit. And so this is something I didn't understand, because The books were sent from outside, from someone he knew, who would recommend the books, and they would send them in, and they'd pass them around. They only get 2 at a time, I think, and they would pass them around and share the books, and then there was 6 guys that were allowed to come to the library for an hour to discuss the book. And they had to sit at separate tables and call back to each other and like toss the book around if they wanted to read a section out of it, if they didn't take notes. But the books that they chose were straight. I mean, I thought they would want to read something like fantasy to escape the reality, but no, they picked like To Kill a Mockingbird and other books about, people that were unjustly charged in the prison and stuff. So I questioned their book choices. But that was one thing I would like to ask him about. Why would you pick those kind of books when you want to get away? But he had a great imagination, and that was kind of a funny part, because he would just in his imagination go visit the Queen of England. He would be an MVP on different sports teams, and pretend he was a player and pretend he was good, and it was just in his imagination he could escape. So that was interesting, how he came up with that stuff. And he had the great friend Lester that stuck by him all this time, visited him every single week, not missing, took care of his mother. That was another part that was so sad. When his mother died, I cried when he got that news. It's so unfair. But it really deserves your time. This is a very good book, and it's very enlightening. And we need to get rid of that death penalty. We do not have a right to take anyone's life. And even if they're guilty, I don't know, when you can't be for sure, it's too much to put at risk. So, highly recommend this. And I just had to talk about it because it's so good. And then at the end, what a powerful ending. In the afterword, they list all these names of people on death row as of March 2017. Tons, pages and pages. And they tell you, pray for these people, because 1 out of 10 are innocent. That was very moving to me. I gave it 5 stars. Let me know your thoughts. What books do you think they should have read?